Hey guys, this is Liza Marasigan from Mabuhay Kababayan, standing here in front of Ged Merino's Bliss on Bliss Art Studio in Sunnyside, Queens. Let's go inside. Here today with me is Ged Merino.
Hi Lisa, how are you?
So today we are going to take a little tour of his studio, Bliss on Bliss, here in Queens, New York. So shall we start?
Yes, thank you.
Hey guys, so now we are here in the printing studio. Ged, can you please tell us a little more about mono printing and what is this contraption here?
Well, this is my etching press, and I run my prints through my etching press. Basically, I have a plate, and this is a small example.
Okay.
It's an acrylic or a plexiglass.
Oh,
It can
okay.
be anything. And I use this brayers. I roll over the inks, and I run them through the press. I put the paper over it and I run it to the press, and this is sort of the finished product. That's a monoprint.
Yeah, it's very beautiful, by the way. Would you say that the material you use reflect upon your ideas or philosophies?
Not necessarily. They're techniques I've learned here over the years, also through my mentor and his brother, and just going to the art schools here. So I picked it up the various techniques and sort of worked my own style into it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's fairly simple, and really anybody can learn printmaking.
Okay, and what do you do more of? Acrylic painting or mono printing, or it's just whatever you feel like in the moment?
I'll go through spells. Like I'm sort of in my painting mood right now. I've been printing and I stopped for a while. I like going from different mediums, and so right now I'm working on paintings. So it kind of helps one or the other. The painting and the print, I kind of use both method techniques and kind of apply them on the other media. So I just like going from one to the other.
Oh, okay. Well, shall we move on to the performance room?
Okay.
Okay, great. So now we're here in the performance room of Bliss on Bliss Studio. Ged, can you tell us more about this performance area and what goes down here?
Well, we use this space for the book readings, and we had some film showings last month. Last month was Philippine Heritage Month, so it was also the official launch of Bliss and Bliss Art Projects, I call the whole activity. And so we invited writers and scholars and filmmakers. And so we did all the salon-style talks in here, and the book reading, and the film showing back here. We had the screen, and we showed Love Diaz movies. And musicians in the future will probably use this for theater and music too.
Okay, and the very recent performances that occurred here, can you tell us about that?
We had 3 writers. We invited 3 writers. Paulo Javier, who's from Sunnyside. He launched his new book, The Feeling is Actual. We had Jessica Hagedorn, who read from her new book also, or her latest book, Toxicology, and R. Zamora Linmark, who read from his latest book, Leche. Then we showed a Love Diaz movie, Batang West Side, which was filmed in New Jersey back in the late 80s, early 90s. And we invited Vicente Rafael, who's a historian. He teaches at the Washington University. He came here on September 21st, the anniversary of the infamous martial law. And he did a salon-style talk on colonialism, the history of the Philippines, martial law, and it was very interesting conversation with him and the audience that were very engaged. So,
Who are your audiences?
we have a lot of people from the community who walked in as they found out. We had a lot of the friends of the writers, of course, and the artists, but a lot of people from the community, which we're very excited about. People finding out about the studio and the activity, what we wanted to do. We wanted to open up to the community to learn about our art and culture and have a sort of a nice exchange through the process.
Well, is it mostly based on Filipino American or Filipino artists and educators and writers, or do you guys also open up to other different cultures, or is just Bliss on Bliss mainly focused on Philippine
No, we want to open up to the different cultures. My wife's from Colombia, and I go there a lot. We go there a lot, and I've met a lot of artists also who want to show here. Sunnyside is a very diverse neighborhood, like any neighborhood in Queens. So we have a big South American population here too, as well as Asian and other cultures. And yes, we want to open to all the other cultures to give them a place to show, to talk about their art and culture too.
So we're still here in the performance area. Ged, can you tell us about the art that we're standing in front of right now?
Well, this wall back here is it's a mural by Ernest Concepcion, this really amazing artist. He's from Brooklyn, and we're really excited that he created this mural here for the artist in residency for the October launch. It's his first time to start incorporating text into his mural, and that he's also using ink. He usually uses acrylic. So we're excited that he created this artwork, his mural, his first step for a new process here in the studio. Unfortunately, we have another artist, Mayet Ganapin, who was in the other room, and she had their artwork, but she started to pack up last week because we're starting to set up for a new exhibition. But yes, the two artists, Ernest Concepcion and Mayet Ganapin, or Marieta Ganapin, were our two first artists in residency here in Bliss and Bliss Art Projects.
Oh, okay, awesome. So how long did he take to make this?
It took him probably a couple of weeks. He was here, a few days there. Ernest is such a hard worker. He just kept at it. He would come in and just keep working throughout the day, and sometimes through the early evening. I would say it probably took him almost about, well, in the span of a month, a couple of days here and a couple of days there during the week.
Okay, well, thank you, Ged. Let's move on to the next room. With every blissful tour, of course, comes a gift shop. Ged, will you please tell us more about the gift shop?
Yes, Lisa. I have two items featured right now. The first item is a jazz CD by a jazz and musician, composer, friend of mine back in the Philippines, Pipo Bato. And this fabulous Bohemia rings made by husband and wife team, Patrick and Merce Layog.
Okay, and if our viewers are interested in purchasing these rings and CDs, where should they go?
Well, I'm about to put them on a website, but for now I have them on Facebook, or they can email me at jed@blissonblissstudio.com, and I can send them the information, the photos, and the list so they can select from.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you, Ged.
Thank you, Lisa. Coffee, Lisa?
Yes, please. Thank you, Ged.
Okay, welcome.
Where do you get your coffee?
I get them from Colombia. This one's actually from Colombia. My wife's from Colombia, and when we go there, I bring home a lot of coffee. But we have excellent coffee back in the Philippines as well. If you know, from Batangas.
Yes, where I am from.
Yes.
Very proud Batangüeña.
Yes.
Have you been to Batangas City before?
Well, yes, I a lot of times. My grandmother and grandfather from Quezon, so we go by Batangas on the way to Lucena.
Oh, of course. Okay, well, I have a few questions to ask you.
Okay.
First one is, what do you use for inspiration?
Well, color's my central theme. I'm inspired by color, and so I start off with color. I kind of figure out what color I want to use and work around that whole idea.
Okay, and I've also read somewhere that you like to use Eastern sensibilities mixed with Western ideas in your art. How do you balance that out?
Well, it's just that growing up in the Philippines, you're used to crammed, tight, filled up spaces, and whereas the Western concept, it's clean, minimal, and it's just that constant thing. Really, you struggle. In my canvases, my paintings, I tend to cram and then to remove, and so it's just that constant push and pull.
Okay, and as for striving artists such as yourself, I mean, what would you suggest to them to be able to reach what you have and accomplish what you did,
Well, I just say keep working. I mean, up and down is just, stick to your resolve and stick to your goal and just keep working, that's all.
Well, thank you, Jed, very much. We have just spent a wonderful afternoon here at Bliss on Bliss Studio. Jed, thank you so much.
Thank you, Lisa, for coming.
You're very welcome. And this is Liza Marasigan for Mabuhay Kababayan. Have a great afternoon.